Before we get in the video, please like, make sure to subscribe, turn on your notifications, go ahead and leave a comment below, and click on the How You Can Help, which brings up the Family Friendly Game website and gives you lots of ideas how you can help us. Thank you.
Hello everyone, this is Crafty Mom, and we are going to do a snowman, guess you could call it a door hanger. You could put it on the middle of a wreath or anything, but I'm going to show you how I did different. I've got my 3 that are already painted and ready to go, but I'm going to show you all how I did these. Just started out with plain, these are birch coasters. You can buy them by the pack or singles, that way you can get, you know, they come in all sorts of sizes. Ooh, sorry, my nose is itching there. Okay, and then I just used an iridescent pearl. This is it, well, pearly white paint to paint one side. Now I did on the back, so once I got all these in the order and picked out the ones I wanted, I've numbered them on the back so I would be able to keep up with what was what. Okay, but on the smallest one, we are going to put a snowman's face. And I got these from Amazon. And these are just sticker decals. They come to a package, so you have lots of different snowman faces that you can use. And so I'm just going to set that one, well, we'll put it the face, we'll guess the face on here. And I found that it was easier to pick up some of these using my tweezers, just because it was easier to slide them under there easily. Let's see here. Do one of the smaller ones just because of the way this one is, you know. Guess we'll do this one here. So we're gonna put your eyes on here. I usually do the eyes and then the mouth and then put my nose on, just so you kind of have an idea of where everything else is at that point. Okay. So then you have your face on your coaster. Now, I'm not going to do it in the stream, but I did. That's the reason we're going to use the other one that's already been done to put together. I used Mod Podge over this to seal it because they were trying to curl up a little bit, so that way they'll actually stay in place. And then on our middle block, if you have Cricut, or you may be good at printing, freehanding, you could probably use a Sharpie marker and do it, but I cut a black snowflake that's all shimmery and I let it snow. And you could always do a different color snowflake than I chose. You could always do it in red and green. Do one in red, one in green, to kind of give it more of a Christmassy look. Okay, and I've used the Cricut transfer paper on mine to get them to come off easily. That way you can get, especially with the words, but all these little points on your snowflakes, and since it's transfer paper, it's not gonna it's not gonna stick to your coaster and stay there. So here we go. So now that I have my transfer paper on here, I'm just gonna, let's see, it just puts your snowflake right on the transfer paper. And since of course it's clear, you know where you're putting it. So you can just play around with however you want to put it on here. And you're just gonna go do the same thing as you did get it on the transfer paper. You're just gonna go all over it to make sure that it's a herring. And then you're just going to slowly pull off the transfer paper. And then you have your snowflake on the middle piece. And you're going to do the same thing for your Let It Snow. And of course I did my Let It Snow. It was cut out using my Cricut also, just because it makes things nice. I do have a snowflake stencil that I thought about trying to use and do it in paint, but then I decided I didn't know how well that was going to work, so I just didn't do that. So, but especially like with these little letters, you want to make sure you are getting them attached to the transfer paper good, so you have your eye, especially the eye of the dot and the eye. Just kind of make sure you try to move. We'll have to check that. So there we go. So now it's off. And I've picked up glue or something from somewhere. See, now we have it on there. Now we're just going to do the same, go back over it again like we were just doing it. And I highly recommend, if you're using transfer paper, to make sure you are slowly removing it so that if something has stuck and stayed, you can get it off easily. Okay, so we're going to set these aside and we're going to finish up, since I have to seal the other one. So this one I've already used the Mod Podge gloss on, so it's all sealed and down. We're going to drill a hole. That's the reason I brought my piece of wood that I've painted on. I've done a bunch of little stuff on it. So therefore so I'm not drilling my counter, because that would not make me happy. Here. And I got a little bitty drill not too long ago, just because the big drill, you've got a bunch of power behind it, and I just wanted little holes, not big holes, in my stuff. So I'll have to see if my twine, I managed to check to see if the twine would go through that hole. That's okay. If I need to get the bigger drill hole and make it bigger, It's one of those things, you can always go bigger, but you can't go back and make it smaller. Now this is just jute cording. I'm trying, there's the piece. Let's see. So I'm going to go through that hole. Yep, it went through. Okay, so you're just wanting a big enough piece on here to hang it from. And so you can so you just put your knot to the back. Now I'm going to go ahead and drill a hole in the bottom also real quick here. As I make a mess in my kitchen. That's okay. And drill the holes in the other two, because we're going to tie them all together with this. Woo, that wasn't smart, was it? And then we just need one hole and the bottom one. Oh, I forgot to turn it back the right direction. Okay, here. So that's real off this side. Now we'll get our coasters started. Gotta get those tied together here. And you could always use up some other kind of cording, or you might be able to use some heavy fishing line. I don't know. I didn't try. I wanted to use the jute just because it was more of a natural color. Well, don't, when you're putting them together, don't be putting them together back, you know, one to the right side, one to the back, because that's what I just did then. So I'm just going to tie it loosely, get a knot. I'm going to put this knot, let's work it back to where it'll be down here on the back. Get the next piece together. And my hemp just came from the craft area at Walmart. My little drill that I have just recently got, it came from Target. Because like I said, I wanted something small. I didn't want our big heavy duty drill, since I didn't want to have massive, I didn't want it to go slinging everywhere. And I was afraid that's what might happen if I use the really big drill. So here we go. Got these extra little pieces off. Put those to the side. And now you can always tape these ends down on the back if you want, you know, just to keep them out of the way. But okay, so now we have all three pieces together. And because this one, I'm trying to make sure that this isn't Christmassy. You could, if you wanted it to be Christmassy more, you could always, you know, pick a different, you could do red and green plaid, but I decided I wanted to do black plaid. So, and just because I know from experience from putting stuff on my front door, when the sun comes through our front door, through our security door, it heats up hot glue and makes everything fall off of your wreaths. So I've gotten smarter, and so I'm just going to use a little bit of the E6000 glue. I'm going to just put a little dot right on the piece of jute on this one, and put my bow, and it'll stay. And so there you have your snowman door hanger. I'm going to set this back down easily, and we will see you next time.